Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Quick life update. I cannot keep this book down. I didn't even want to make this video. So I've started reading Harry Potter since 1 week. I have not even watched any Harry Potter movies. My sister finally convinced me to read the books and it's been a week and I'm almost done. All I want to do is read this. I didn't even want to make this video. I have like forced myself to sit here and I just can't wait to finish this and then watch a movie, which I have a question about. Once I finish this book, do I watch the first movie or should I finish all the books and then binge watch all the movies? Let me know. Anyway, today's video is a full face of K-Beauty. So you know this is Katrina's brand. I think she launched this 2 years ago and ever since then I have been trying out their stuff, putting up reviews of each and every product, and I was waiting for the last product, जो I think concealer था. And now that it's launched, I can do a full face of K-Beauty. So let's go ahead with primer. Now primer is not actually my favorite, I will be honest with you. It just skips on me, you know. I don't think it makes a difference, but I think they have some color correcting primers. So I have a peach one with me and a green with me. So I think green correcting primer would be good for covering redness. Speaking about redness, I have a giant pimple on my nose. It looks like a nose pin. You know, my bed is making some noise. And peach is good for uneven skin tone, which again would be this area. The thing about this primer is that it is like the texture is very weird. It's like almost watery, and as you blend it, it gets weirder. And let's move on to the peach one, which is useful for uneven skin tone. So their concept is good, but the product is not the best. Like it just blends out to nothing. So yeah, I look like a ghost. It definitely gives me a white cast, the green one, so I prefer the peach one. Let's move on to foundation. I am a big fan of their foundation. It is the hydrating foundation and I have the shade 120Y Light. I think this is the perfect shade for me. I'm going to use Mario's technique, Makeup by Mario. So what he likes to do is just blends out the foundation on his hand first and then picks it up. So you know, it kind of warms up against your skin first and you're not like going with a giant blob. So yes, just blend it on your hand and then pick it up. And you know, I like using a brush for my foundation. I don't have the time or energy to wet a sponge. Only thing about this technique is that you have to do it multiple times because you kind of use up all the product. And I love this foundation. It is so hydrating and comfortable. It was my go-to foundation at one point. And the shade range is good too. I feel like that primer just makes me look washed out. Okay, so foundation is on, so nice and healthy and glowy looking. Doesn't feel uncomfortable, doesn't feel heavy. But let's move on to concealer. Now this is their newest launch. I have mine in the shade 140Y Medium, which is not my shade. I made a huge mistake buying it because it's such a beautiful and blendable concealer, but the shade is just too orange for me. Like, I'll show you. You can just see how orange it is. It's not my shade. So oh wow, it's like orange, which is good to cover your dark circles, but you know, I just can't go with this. I can clearly see the difference in the shade. So yeah, I definitely picked the wrong shade. I should have gone a shade lighter. But talking about the formula, so impressed. Really blendable and hydrating and lightweight. So let me try and conceal my... You see the difference? It just looks orangish. So I'm going to have to cheat, and I don't want to look weird with darker under eyes, so I will go with a little bit of e.l.f. concealer and just try to lighten that concealer and highlight. Okay, now it looks better. Okay, so let's move on to powder. So they have a bunch of powders. So they have some loose powders and some matte powders. So actually both of them are really nice, but I'm anyway not a big fan of loose powders. It creates a mess and then it just falls all over your outfit and I just don't prefer it. So I love the matte compact. It is my go-to. I use it every day. I don't have a single other matte compact that I use. So like you can see how much I use it. I've hit pan and I will finish this soon. It's a nice matte powder. It will set your makeup in place and I think it also has just a little bit of coverage, so I like that. I'm going to zoom you in because we are going to go to eyeshadow now. So she has, I think, 4 palettes and I really like the art on the cover. I have mine in the shade Bare Soul. So this is like a neutrals and smoky browns kind of a palette. I really like it. You can clearly see how much I have used it and I've created a mess. So I think I'm going to go in with the shade Toast. So Toast is, I think, the lightest brown from the palette, which is great for your crease and your transition shade. I'm going to go in with a less fluffier brush and I'm going to use this shade called Tan, which is kind of a dark brown. Now I'm going to go in with a really pointed brush and this shade Chocolate, which is so nice and deep and dark and brown and just my type. I'm going to pick up this flat brush from Miniso and I'm going to wet my brush actually with the e.l.f. setting spray क्योंकि I think K-Beauty का कोई setting spray अभी तक launch नहीं हुआ है. Then I'm going to pick up this shimmery shade called Champagne. Oh my gosh, both the mattes and the shimmery shades are really pigmented from this palette. So I'm very impressed actually with the eyeshadow palette. Okay, I'm going to quickly use this same shade called Toast on my lower lash line and I'm going to pinch the brush. I'm going to go in with Tan and I will use that again pointed brush. And I'm going to add it very close to my lash line. Okay, done with lower lash line almost. I'll just take the same shimmery shade and I'll try to add it on my inner corner. Okay, now moving on to eyeliner. I have this liquid eyeliner called Grunge Raisin. I really wanted a brown eyeliner and this is actually almost black. I really wanted a warm brown. I should have gone with another shade which is really nice and warm brown, but this one is really dark and like cool toned brown, which is almost black looking. But I do like this product. It is nice and liquidy, easy to use, really tiny wand. So oh, we have last eye product, which is the kajal. So this kajal, I don't know the name of this, but it's not my favorite. It skips on me and I like the sugar kajal way more. So I don't know, I feel like it tickles me also. Like I find the sugar kajal more pigmented. This one is not bad. I mean, I used to like this one. This one was my favorite until the sugar kajal. Okay, it doesn't look bad though, just not as pigmented as I would like. So next thing is the bronzer. Now she was very smart with the bronzer. So she has added 3 different shades. One is a nice warm toned bronzer. Then she has like a dark contour powder as well. And this one just to mix and match according to your shade. So very smart. So what I like to do is again use Mario's technique, in which he goes in with the warmer shade first and then put it at the back of your hand. You don't want too much product. So I really like this technique. It has changed my life because other times I just used to pick up the product, put it, and then it was a big patch and you couldn't blend it, so it didn't look nice. So I just like to blend it on my hand first, then of course start applying it just below your cheekbones. Anyway, let's take some of the darker shade. I really like this technique. You can't go wrong with this technique. It can't give you like super duper patchy bronzer application. So yeah, I like it. I appreciate it. So as you can see, it's given me a nice bronzy, glowy kind of a look, like I've been on the beach. I really like it. Let's move on to blush now. Blush is also my favorite and my go-to product when I want a nice coral pink. By the way, K-Beauty mirrors are also so nice and crisp. I'm using this really fluffy Wet n Wild blush brush, and again I will add some on the back of my hand so that we don't have a big patch on our face. And oh my gosh, it's such a pretty pinky corally shade. I think I've picked up the perfect shade in the blush. Love this one. I think that's enough blush. I can definitely see it. Next one is highlighter. Now this is an illuminating highlighter in the shade Sunlit Gold. I don't like their highlighters. It is not my favorite. I think it's very drying and I don't use it. It just sits at the bottom of my drawer. But yeah, this is the shade Sunlit Gold. I don't think it's like that blendable, and like you can kind of see it's drying. But anyway, I will make use out of it today. I mean, I like Wet n Wild highlighter more than this one. This one I just kind of see it sitting on my skin. I mean, it looks pretty on camera, definitely. Let us add some on our collarbone. This is my favorite part. I just like to add this everywhere, so when the light catches it, it looks really nice and pretty and glowy everywhere. But yeah, it's just not my favorite. I can literally see it lying over there. I don't know if it's a shade issue, and it actually looks amazing on camera and almost wet and so glowy, but in real life I can literally see the line kind of laying on my face. So yeah, it's not my favorite, I will be honest. Okay, next we have some lip products. So I have, my bed is making that noise again. Can you hear that? I have a crayon lipstick from them with, ooh, it's a nice brown shade. I think it's perfect for today's look. And the other one is the matinee lipstick in the shade Wrap Up. Oh my gosh, I am blind and I literally swatched it beside the brown shade, but this matinee lipstick is so comfortable and creamy, and literally one of the best lipsticks that I own. It is just so comfortable that I want to use it, you know, even though this brown one would be a perfect match. I just want to go in with the matinee lipstick. Just look at that pretty color. So comfortable and creamy, so it's not drying. Now this one will transfer, of course. It's creamy, it's not a matte finish, so but I really like it. I don't mind. Such a beautiful shade. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a sort of a brick red color, but kind of maroonish as well. Love it. I'm obsessed with it, so full points to this. But yeah, that completes the look. This is full face using K-Beauty products, and I really like her brand. It is not super affordable like you know, Wet n Wild. It is, I mean, all her products are from 800 to 1200, I would say, but it has quality if you pick the right product. I mean, it's just like 2-3 products which are not my favorites. Apart from that, it is amazing. Okay, let me give you a quick rundown of the products that I like. I love the foundation, my go-to foundation. I love the concealer, just pick up the right shade. I love the matte compact, I literally use it every day. Love the bronzer, again the only bronzer that I use these days. Then blush, I like it when I want a nice pink corally blush. I like the eyeshadow palette, again I use it a lot. Such a nice shade range for your everyday look, then for your like glam sort of a nighttime look. I love the lipstick. Of course, you have to get the lipstick. Like, it's so comfortable and yummy and so well made. I love it. Okay, so I think it's just the primer, highlighter and kajal that is not my favorite. You can get better products from different brands. About these 3 products, I would say, but apart from that, everything else I really love. So yeah, that's it. I really love K-Beauty as a brand, and they also have a lot of good skincare ingredients in it, and their packaging is also quite nice and sleek and simple. It has just this classic K design going on everywhere, which is literally their aesthetic. But anyway, let me know what is your favorite product from K-Beauty. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a nice comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in my next one. I'm gonna go now, read Harry Potter for the rest of my life, and I'm gonna quickly finish it this weekend. My goal of the weekend is to finish it, and yes, I will see you in my next one. Bye.